resolution is for the aspirations of both sides to be met through two states where Israelis and Palestinians each live in peace and security.
As the dust settles after President Obama's Cairo speech, the American Muslim and Jewish communities are beginning to look at what his Middle East policy will mean. At the National Mosque in Washington, D.C., Imam Abdullah Hoog said reaction to the speech among Muslim Americans has been overwhelmingly positive. Now they want to see action on solving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
I have listened to many of the important people. All of them, they are very happy. Most of them, they have great hopes of what is coming, and I think that is the concern.
American Jews are more divided. At the editorial offices of Washington Jewish Week, editor Deborah Rubin is positive, but with a caveat. She says she favors a two-state solution, but wants the Arab world to recognize Israel's historical rights on the land. She takes issue with what she sees as President Obama's statement that Israel's legitimacy comes from the Holocaust.
And the recognition that the aspiration for a Jewish homeland is rooted in a tragic history that cannot be denied.
The Holocaust, Rubin says, played an important role in Israel's creation, but she says Jews had ties to the land for thousands of years before the Holocaust. And those ties must be the basis of Arab recognition, not the Holocaust.
And to say that that is solely the origin of Israel is not a complete history. And it kind of feeds into what goes on in the Arab world, that it's not legitimate for the Jews to be there, and there is.
Other Jewish groups like the Anti-Defamation League take issue with Mr. Obama's opposition to Jewish settlement in the occupied West Bank.
The United States does not accept the legitimacy of continued Israeli settlements. This construction violates previous agreements and undermines efforts to achieve peace. It is time for these settlements to stop.
The ADL, influential during the Bush administration, says settlements are not illegal nor an impediment to peace.
So go log into our...
Ori Nears with the left-leaning group Americans for Peace Now. It opposes Jewish settlement and is for a Palestinian state in most of the occupied territories. Near says his group is thrilled by President Obama's speech. He says most American Jews and Israelis support the peace process, as laid out in the 2003 roadmap. It requires a halt to terrorism on the Palestinian side in exchange for a two-state solution.
Israelis do not like the settlements, they do not like the settlers. Most of them would like to see the settlements removed and this whole issue removed from the agenda because it's such an impediment.
Near says that with the new American policy, Jewish peace groups are gaining influence both with the president and on Capitol Hill.
We have a Congress which sees eye to eye with our agenda, and that has made it clear and is making it clear that it's not going to be a pawn in the hands of conservative pro-Israel organizations or in the hands of the Israeli government to be pitted against the White House.
But still, the U.S. must work with the government of Israel. In a speech last week, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu endorsed the goal of a Palestinian state, but did not commit to a total settlement freeze and did not define the borders of a Palestinian state. He referred to the West Bank as the land of our forefathers, one more reminder that a peace agreement between Israelis and Palestinians will not be easy. Swicord, VOA News, Washington.